What's going on, guys? MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I want to do a champion spotlight on Richtoff the Bold. He's a champion who was recently changed. Want to check out his kit? He's a Bannerlord's attack based legendary. So let's get right into this champion and see what he can do for you. Starting off with his skills, we have an A1 that decreases enemy max health. We have an A2, which is kind of the highlight of his kit. He applies 3 poisons, so it's like a budget Dracomorph, 2-turn duration, 5% poisons on a 3-turn cooldown. Now we have his A3, which is rather interesting in my opinion. Attacks one enemy. Critical damage increases by 20% for each poison debuff on the target, stacking up to 100%. That's 100% increased critical damage on a 4-turn cooldown. So as soon as I saw this, I said, how hard can this hit? That's what I really wanted to know. That's what I want to show you guys today, and I'm really excited to show you, especially on the clan boss. For an aura, he has 27% attack in Faction Wars. So as I just mentioned, I do have a clan boss mastery set for this champion right now. Your typical War Master on the bottom. We have Methodical that increases the damage his default skill does, meaning his A1. Increased chance to apply buffs, another chance at extending those poisons. So pretty basic build overall. The gear, he's got crit damage gloves on. We have an attack chest piece, speed boots. We got an awesome quad roll crit damage. On the shield, for the helmet, we have a triple crit rate roll. Speed on the weapon. We have an attack ring, crit damage neck, and accuracy banner. Total stats I gave this champion are 35,000 health, 4,900 attack, 1900 defense, 191 speed, 99 crit rate, 262 crit damage, and 260 accuracy. So in my opinion, the best place to really test this champion would be in one of my typical unkillable clan boss teams that really lets the champion go free reign. I use the same gear on all the champions, really high attack, crit rate, crit damage, so I can really see the potential. So what I did was I did a key. I ran him with Dracomorph and Cupidus as to not take up too much of the debuff space. So I do want to show you a quick clip of that, probably a minute or so, just so you can see what Richtoff looks like in action. Now obviously if you put him in a normal clan boss team, you're not going to see the numbers I see, but the comparison between all of them, full damage gear, is more shocking than you would think. Alright, as we can see, jumping right into the clan boss, I am running a Tower, Skullcrusher, Dracomorph, Cupidus, and Richtoff the Bold. So I'm really excited to see where his damage compares, and I wanted to see what his value could be to a normal counterattack team using him. As we can see there, the A3, 42 to 39,000 damage per hit. As we mentioned, we did stack him full damage, but still great to see. So I would like to see how this goes on and how he can perform for a normal team. So right there we saw 110,000 on the A3 that scales off of poison damage. He did not have defense down or weaken, so I'm excited to see how things are going to line up and what his max potential is going to be going forward. There was no real particular reason why I used Cupidus. I've had Cupidus for a while. I said, why not throw him in? He does deal a ton of damage. It is looking like his A3 as well is stacking without having Dracomorph's defense down and weaken. As we can see there from Flame Out, that is his hardest hitting ability, so that is one mistake I did make. Once again, we have 124 or 25,000 damage coming from that A2 poison application. So really hard hitting skill. There we saw the A3, 232,000 damage on the A3. So does he have potential to compete with the Draco? That's really what I'm looking for. Draco does have a higher A1 damage. Draco does lose damage because he offers the defense down and weaken. So this should be a really cool comparison. Now, why I'm comparing these two champions is one thing that you might not understand off of the start, but I think it's really important. A lot of players that I've noticed, they're asking for clan boss teams. They have this kind of filler spot where they can use a poisoner, So a secondary poisoner for that matter, not just a poisoner. And who can that be? So if you have Richtoff, once you see the final numbers here, you'll understand how good he is, especially when put right next to a Dracomorph, and you'll really be able to compare the damage together. So as you can see, they're not really overlapping. I aligned the cooldowns so they wouldn't overlap their cooldowns. They wouldn't have to eat with poisons and debuff slots on the boss. So you will see quickly that Richtoff can be the answer to your clan boss team if you really want to push it to the next level. Alright guys, as we can see here, 46 million damage from the semi-unkillable team we got going on here with Skull Crusher as the leader. Richtoff the Bold pulled out 14.1 million damage. Dracomorph pulled out 15 million damage. Is Richtoff the Bold viable? Absolutely. You can say, I built him for damage. I also built Dracomorph for damage. He had a ton of damage on top of that. So you can just scale all of these champions back. Look at your team. If you need that secondary poisoner role, Richtoff is going to be the guy for you. He offers 3 poisons on his A2. He offers increased damage on any target who already has poisons on him. So if you are using him as a secondary poison, the boss is going to be full of poison debuffs, so you can really get a ton of damage out of that A3 ability that can really push your key to that next level, whether you're 4 keying and you want a 3 key Ultra Nightmare, or any difficulty for that matter. So don't overlook Richtoff. I'm not really sure what the general consensus is on this champion since he has been changed a bit, but overall from this test, I would have to say that he is a fantastic champion. If you don't have somebody like a Dracomorph, you can find someone like a Razin to apply your defense down and weaken. This would be an awesome champion in the pairing to really put the icing on the cake and round off your team. With the Ice Golem tournament right around the corner, I figured what better place to show off Richtoff than the Ice Golem. Let's see what he can do. He is green affinity, so everything is matching here. The team I chose for this, I did initially have Draco in. I just did a run. I cannot use that for the video. Dracomorph just one-shot the boss. So as cool as that is to see, that is definitely not highlights for Richtoff the Bold. So this team, we have Tayrel, Arbiter, we have Faceless all the way to the right. Really cool to see an Epic make an appearance here. And we have Duchess as our leader. So let's see how we do on the second wave that definitely cause a lot of problems going forward. They will put the reflect damage on, so let's see how we do here. Faceless doing a ton of damage. If you have Faceless, he is fantastic in the Faction Wars. As we saw there, the A1 from Richtoff, very hard hitting ability. And this is why we brought Revive Champions for when he one-shots himself like that against this reflect damage buff. Obviously, choose to pick someone like Madame Ceres. Help with that. So here we are on the Ice Golem after a minute and 17 seconds to reach it. Not the fastest, but still fast enough. As we saw there, we have the decrease HP. So over time, this can definitely help you if you are in a progression setting. Once again, we have Faceless just absolutely dominating with his damage. He's a fantastic damage dealer. So something that you should definitely look at if you are looking to use Faceless. Great Epic. So overall, this is proving to be a bit slow of a run. This is more aimed at someone who's looking to progress, has Richtoff, is wondering how he can use Richtoff the Bold. So he's definitely viable since his A1 is a AoE, so that's very important. As we saw there, 159,000 damage, awesome to see. We do have the poisons on the boss from Richtoff, so also cool. Second revive there, now we are at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so overall, I think if you're already farming Ice Golem, definitely not the champion for you. If you're trying to make your team quicker, you're going to need someone like a Dracomorph, unfortunately, or a combination of a Tayrel and someone like a Seer to apply the defense down and weaken on the AoE. That will really emphasize Richtoff Bold's damage going forward. As we can see there, killed the boss in 2 minutes and 56 seconds. We got a nice pair of 67,000 gold. Or silver rather, I always say gold. So overall, not the greatest Ice Golem champion, good enough if you have him. If you're struggling on Ice Golem, you can absolutely use him to progress to that next level or even to level 20. As you can see here, he definitely performs perfectly okay. Now that we ran him in an Ice Golem, I said, why not run him in another dungeon? We can't run him in the Dragon dungeon since he is green affinity, so he wouldn't perform the best. However, he is strong affinity for Fire Knight 20, so this is something I'm definitely going to be looking forward to. As we can see, he's already one-shotting champion, so that's very strong. He has that AoE, increase max HP, so that could also prove a very helpful going forward. So it's taken us 45 seconds to clear up to the Fire Knight. Let's see how we do against the shield. He only has a one-hit A1. So luckily he did proc the triple hit there. Let's see what Xayah does. We have the shield broken. Now it looks like we're getting into our cycle here. 85,000 damage from Richtoff off the bat. There's his decreased max HP. Doesn't matter a ton for Fire Knight since he is healing, and if you're getting to the point where he's full healing, you probably don't have the best team. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. Overall, the run seems perfectly fine. I don't have a cold heart where I would normally have instead of Richtoff, but the damage she's doing, as we saw there, 270,000 damage, ton of damage, so definitely a viable option for a Fire Knight 20 run. As we can see here, everyone knows, especially my Xayah, she's an absolute powerhouse when it comes to, actually her damage is extremely low there, so I'm curious. This is actually a good piece, so I'm happy about that. Let's see. Okay, so don't look into this too much. My Xayah was an absolute beast. Richtoff did do less damage than Xayah. Xayah obviously has AoEs that she was using on the trash waves, but as we can see here, Xayah was actually missing gloves, a helmet, and a shield for that run. Probably something I should have checked before, but regardless, Richtoff definitely added value to that Fire Knight run. This goes to show that had I equipped Xayah with gear prior to this run, the run would have been even quicker with Richtoff on the team. So this is probably something I'll look into after this video and possibly insert him into my full-time Fire Knight 20 team. So it's really exciting for me. Fire Knight 20, check for Richtoff the Bold. Absolute value added from that champion. So pretty much to run off this video, it can be helpful to you in Ice Golem, Clan Boss, and Fire Knight as far as campaign. Probably not the most ideal campaign farmer. Dragon, he won't be as ideal. Spider, once again, at best, he would be a support champion if you were trying to detonate the spider, meaning stack it up with poisons. He can definitely help stack up the boss with poisons. Outside of that, probably won't be seeing him in your spider progression teams. Overall, I think this is a fantastic champion. He has shown me he can perform excellent and probably among the top tier of champions in a clan boss environment. Pairing with someone like a Valkyrie, you have more options to really stack damage on your champion, since it's very hard for the clan boss to break a Valkyrie shield if you can stack it high enough. So this champion, we should be seeing a lot more of him in a lot of these clan boss teams. High damage output, as well as the debuffs he has to offer, especially with that very interesting A3 that scales off of the total poisons. So overall, 2 thumbs up from me. Really excited to see what you guys can do with Richtoff. Let me know what you guys think. Is he going to stay in your vault? Or after this, maybe do you see some kind of use for Richtoff the Bold? As always, guys, thanks a bunch for watching. Really appreciate the support. Having a ton of fun on stream with you guys. You guys have been really interactive, and I appreciate that. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload that I have. And until next time, peace out.